set it off. Go to Vegas, bet it all. Put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all. Loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season start. Bucs come in 40 hard. Win after win, ripping the division apart. Panthers, they pussycats. Falcons got bird flu. Take the Ravens and Dolphins and open up a zoo. Cause one thing's for sure, better than the Bucs, they show lane. No way. And every day in Tampa Bay, we say fuck the Saints. We in Tampa Bay, baby. 813 going crazy. Tampa, boy. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. And we in Tampa Bay, baby. Tell them where you from. 813 going crazy. Yeah. This Bucs podcast be the greatest. Loose cannons blasting on them haters. Now when I say the loose cannons, what? Do you know what I mean? I'm talking Bobby Latte, Stank Bastard, and Samurai Lee. You ain't never seen no her before, no podcast like this. These boys entertain you, then take you on road trips, go to other cities, raid and pillage, watch the Bucs kick ass. If we in the stands and fans talk shit, we gon' whoop them fans. You'll see us in the red and pewter with the white and black. Might be high, drunk as fuck, straight talking smack. If it's a home game, best believe you gon' hear this chant. It be like Buccaneers. Buccaneers. One more time. Buccaneers. We in Tampa, baby.
What is up, Bucs Nation? It is Thursday, January 23rd, 2025, and you're watching the Loose Cannons podcast. I'm your host, the Samurai Ali, hanging out with somebody I respect. Somebody who I know will give me their word and he'll mean it. Somebody who's not a snake. Somebody who has integrity. Somebody who has manliness about him that, is respectable. Stank Bastard. Welcome to the Loose Cannons podcast. Of course, you live here. They all know who you are. We were originally supposed to do this podcast with T-Crass, and we were going to take a little bit of a stroll down memory lane and take a look back at the 2024 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're going to have a grand old time doing it. And guess what? Some shit went down tonight. Welcome to the soap opera that has become, or as Netflix calls it, Flight Risk. Liam Coen. Apparently, the formality of signing his contract, which is supposed to happen this afternoon, all of a sudden, dude doesn't show up. Bucs can't find him, can't get him on the phone, can't get a hold of this guy. Secretly gets on a plane, goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars facility, and then when the news breaks, sends a text message to Todd Bowles, his boss, and says, "Hey, my kid got sick, and so I couldn't answer the phone. It's been crazy, at the doctor's office." Kind of odd that your kids go to a pediatrician in another city. That's about, 4 hours away. So, a little weird. So, for those of you who've been living under a rock, the news is that Liam Coen is with the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, trying to hammer out a deal to make him the next head coach of that team. And you know what? Fuck that guy.
Sam, I'm a lot of things. But I'm not a liar. I don't have two heads. It's just this one. All right. May not be the best one on the planet, but I'm proud of it. And I'm a man of integrity, as are you. And this kind of shit right here, bro, is some Days of Our Lives type shit. Yeah. This is the most bitch ass daytime soap opera drama. And we should have known better. Honestly, I blame myself. Right, because my instincts, as you all know, I can't hide how I really feel. My instincts were to shit on the guy. And right after the season ended, it came out, right? I have intuition, my mother's intuition, call it a hippie thing. I don't know what it is. I can sense things about people. I can tell. I can tell when people are up to devious shit. I know what people are thinking. I know when people have ulterior motives. And felt a little something with this guy. I thought I was wrong. Right, I've been wrong before, but clearly I was right on the money. And I don't want anybody to pat me on the back being right. Okay. I feel sick right now. So I feel fucking sick.
Here's the thing, Stank. Like, I'm not mad about the guy taking the job.
I'm not either.
I'm
not either.
Like, if you're like, hey, I'm only going to get this one chance. I don't know if I'm going to bet on myself and get this chance again next time. I get it, man. Take the job. But how you take the job, that matters. And saying that you agree to a deal with the Bucs, okay? Agreeing to what they put in front of you, making him not only the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL, the highest paid offensive coordinator in NFL history, okay? They showed him respect. They originally hired him and gave him a shot to finally call plays in the NFL, which he'd always wanted, okay? And the only way to handle that is, you know what, guys? I need a couple of days. Or, hey, guys, I still think I want to explore the opportunity. Don't be a coward. Don't be a hoe. And that's the behavior that he showed tonight by going behind their backs and then lying about it after the fact. And also like a middle school type of lie. Well, I didn't feel good. Like you get caught. You lie after you get caught. That's not the same. Dude, come on. And integrity matters. And if you're going to hire a guy to be a leader of your team, a face of your organization, you got to trust that he's going to be transparent, he's going to show integrity, and he's going to be a leader of men. That guy ain't a leader of men. And you know what? To the Jacksonville Jaguars, good luck marrying the hoe who's cheated on all her boyfriends, but all of a sudden ain't going to cheat on you. Because that's what you look like. That dude that somehow has believed that this stripper loves me. Nah, man. This is Liam Coen, and you know what? It's crazy that we all wanted this guy to be our head coach one day because he has shown who he is. And if he doesn't somehow get this job, because apparently Robert Saleh is now all of a sudden in town as well, I don't see how he ever comes back to the Bucs. Or say he gets the job and he flames out after 3 years. Good luck, dude. You're never getting a job in the NFL. Ever. Because you weren't good enough to begin with off of 1 year, let alone what might go down as a Jacksonville Jaguars head coach, man. So, yeah, that I don't even know what else to say about that, man. It's just the way he did it, Stank, is the problem. Not taking the job. It's the way he did it.
Exactly. He deserves to be a head coach in this league. And as salty as I would have been, because that's just kind of my character, I would have been mad at him because he left us. I'm not mad at him for leaving us. I'm mad at him for doing this devious shit. And you put it right. I've seen the cheating analogies a lot. Easterling hit me with like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm sorry now that I got caught, or yeah, I was gonna call you, you know, after we already found out. That type of shit right there, but that just shows you this guy's character. We've got some behind the scenes shit about Liam. We've heard whisperings of how he deals with certain situations and certain players. You know, so doesn't come as a complete surprise. And knowing how he treated Kentucky and how upset you know, they were and their coaching staff was at the way he handled that situation, I guess it's par for the course. You know, intern Izzy donated money to get this point out, and I'm glad he did. He said, I'm salty that my cross-eyed brother pulled a fast one on the Bucs. Sad day in Izzy's closet. I think the moral to this story is if you can't look a guy in the eyes,
can't trust him.
You know, you can't trust him.
And you know what, Stank? You brought up a good point last night.
Yeah.
Dude doesn't have a chin. And a guy without a chin, I don't know how far you could trust a guy like that because he doesn't have a chin to stand on. That's a phrase I'm sure people have said. And you could only imagine if a guy didn't have a chin, he probably didn't have much down there going on in the sack department, right? So I like a guy with a you know, a cleft chin, look like a ball, you know, a sack of balls. Then you could trust that guy. Okay, guy with no chin, that's a Ken doll face right there, man. I can't trust a Ken doll face. I just cannot. Yeah, Stank. I mean, I'm a businessman. I get it. You play both sides. You do what you can. You negotiate. You use leverage to your advantage. Like all of that. But at no point during business havings of that kind of sort do you say outright, "Yeah, you got it. We got a deal," and then go back and completely. Not only you could change your mind, but dude, just do it as a man.
Bro, that's fine. They fired Trent Baalke yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, you could go.
Would have respect. I would still have respect if he'd then gone to the team and Jason Light.
Things have changed, guys. They've changed.
Things
some
have
stuff.
changed, man. They're really throwing the kitchen sink at me. I don't think I can ignore this, right? I mean, clearly that's what happened, but to do the devious shit, right?
It's weird.
Like, a lot has happened in the last 24 hours. And to allow the Bucs to think that, hey, okay, we've got this guy in the bag, we can focus on other things, focus energy on other things. We just lost, our assistant general manager. People are coming and poaching our defensive coaches. A lot's been happening, right? I'm sure all their attention focused completely on something else, and behind their back, like a bitch, like a bitch.
They could have been Stank. They could have been out there looking for a possible replacement, or talking to guys in house about how they're going to make the transition. They could have been focused on, like you're saying. But here's the other thing: what kind of staff do you think he's going to be able to put together of assistants and things of that nature who are going to look at him and say, if we follow this guy and this doesn't work out, we're all fucked. Like, that's not someone you really want to go follow, regardless of how he worked with him.
People.
I get that, but again,
only so many jobs.
I get, but keep in mind,
you're creating a culture.
He didn't bring those guys.
A culture in the building, and it doesn't just mean the 53 guys on your roster. It's a culture, right? You got to be able to stand in front of a team, right, and be genuine, and they've got to buy what you're selling, and you got to be able to have the trust, and you got to have your guys out, the scouts out, burning hours, working hard for you and the team, everybody pulling in the same fucking direction. It's leadership. Leadership starts with integrity. Right? You want your leader to be full of integrity. You want them to trust you. You want them to go to battle for you, not be playing favorites and doing devious shit behind your back, which we've heard he's done. So this is just indicative of his character, man. Honestly, like, this is truly who this guy is, because he's done it before. This is not.
He's done it multiple times, actually. He's never been in one place for more than 1 year, apparently.
Not just that, but yeah, I mean, he's done shit behind people's back. He's looking out for him, number one. So I don't know, because it's like a mixed signal. Yesterday you felt like, hey, he was putting the team and this opportunity ahead of himself, but clearly that's not the case. Ultimately he was just looking for the biggest bag, the best opportunity. And like I said, we can't fault him for wanting this job. That's not the issue here. The issue is how he's gone about his business, and fuck that guy.
I just can't imagine that he's going to be able to stand in front of people who know how this went down as a coach with the Jaguars or wherever the fuck he ends up being, and that they're going to be fully invested in just trusting this guy's word. I mean, like, say he brings you in and has a talk with you about his intent and how he wants to use you in the offense. Yeah. You don't know. He might just be fucking talking behind your back and working on drafting the next replacement for you, even though you've been here for only 1 year and you're a rookie or whatever. I'm just playing a scenario out here. Like,
not just that, Samer.
This reminds me a lot of Urban Meyer.
Right. You're a head coach, right? So you're also have to have relationships with the other 31 football teams. Yeah. You're making trades. You're it's a business as well. And if you're the face of the business and you're the leader of the team, there's got to be some hesitation in regards to trust there too. We got a couple super chats as well. LDBC's most wanted said he was caught off guard by this. He doesn't think, or he doesn't even. I don't even think Izzy saw this coming. Sorry, I'm fucking pissed off right now, bro.
You can't be reading with Izzy's eyes. That's a problem.
Ball in my chest right now, bro. I want to fucking vomit fire. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, Izzy didn't see it coming. Izzy sees everything coming. Everything. And then Laura Lucas said, I'm not emotionally attached. Neither am I, Laura. All right. And I put out some advice to everybody. Don't let your mental health be tied to this football team. Because that's never been me. And that'll never be me.
Listen, hey, like, people think that we're sad about this. And like, we are kind of happy about this. I'm pissed off about how it went down. I think it's very disrespectful and all that. But you've just taken the wolf in sheep's clothing out for us. I mean, thanks. Good luck with that guy, honestly, because I don't think that's going to pan out for y'all. I'm sorry. I liked what Liam Coen did as a first-year offensive coordinator. I thought he had some stuff he needed to work on. He had room to grow, as everybody does. Nobody is above criticism. Don't give me that bullshit of, you're hard on. But let's keep it fucking real here. He did it for 1 year, okay? And he also had the benefit of a lot of talented players on this side of the ball, okay? And you aren't good as an offensive play caller if you don't also have good teammates to call plays for, or players to call plays for. So it goes both ways. It's a little bit of both. Not saying he's a shitty offensive coordinator, But let's pump the brakes. This isn't fucking Shanahan. This isn't McVay who's shown it time and time again. This isn't Bill.
Him that though.
People are comparing it to when Bill Belichick did it to the Jets. I'm sorry, but what? There's one Bill Belichick. Like literally, there's one. Okay, this ain't Bill. Liam Coen ain't Billy B. Okay, he is not Billy B. I don't care what he does. I'll take that to Vegas. He will never be in the conversation of Bill Belichick. It's not even get out of here. And the last time something like this did happen, it was Josh McDaniels, who I believe on the flight.
That's how my screen froze on my computer. It's just frozen. Just
listen,
like that.
Josh McDaniels had a flight sent, a private jet sent to pick him up for the press conference announcing him as the Indianapolis Colts next head coach. Mid-flight, him and his wife changed their mind and left. They'd already announced the deal, and we didn't hear about Josh McDaniels ever again until just last week when his former teammate and / assistant coach when he was with the Patriots got hired as the Patriots' new head coach, said, I want Josh McDaniels to be my offensive coordinator. Otherwise, that man was dead to the rest of the NFL because you don't do that shit. So
you don't do it. Hey,
Liam burned some bridges, man.
We got a couple more super chats. Geneva donated $2. He said, Jags fan here. Thanks for Cohen. Enjoy sucking. Geneva, thank you for donating the entire gross national amount, whatever you guys earn there. I'm sure that really was hard.
He just wasted a lot of Jacksonville's budget right there.
Yeah, exactly.
City Hall.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy sucking here.
Yeah,
because you guys are so good, and just the history. Listen, we know why Liam wants to go there, right? You think Green Bay, right? You think the Dallas Cowboys, the pride of the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and then you go to Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I've never known anybody to look at me and say, I'm going to Jacksonville. No one says that.
Jacksonville.
I'm taking my talents to Jacksonville, Florida.
My talents.
No one says that. Hen 863 donated $4.99, said 70 yards a pop. Hell yeah. We just can't wait to see 70 yards a pop up there in Jacksonville. And then Geneva again, wasting City Hall's money. Coen, by the way, Cone. Coen is the next McVay. Bucs offense has no talent. None whatsoever. Just a couple Hall of Famers. Geneva,
save your money and invest in a fucking dictionary, bro. Get some spelling classes.
Dude just threw away 2 McDoubles right on this show.
Listen,
for no reason.
My favorite part of you reading these super chats is that you skip Lewis and SoCal's.
I didn't see it. Sorry, my bad. Lewis SoCal 999 says, get the hell out. Bucs should just fire him. Next year, Jags will still be dead last. Mike Evans will get $1K no matter who calls the plays, and Baker will still bake. 3 words, never jump ship. And apparently he's got like a balloon with a 10 on it. I'm not sure what that means, but I think he's been
I think this is his 10th super chat or 10.
Or maybe he's been
10 today.
Or maybe he's been a member for 10 months straight. I appreciate that.
Lewis, did you turn 10 today, bro? Because that's a big, listen, I remember my 10th birthday. It's a big day.
It's a big day. Yeah.
Big day.
Laura Lucas says, with $2 super chat, Laura Lucas says, Trevor ain't running over dudes like Baker. Yeah. Good luck with that, dude. Guy looks like a horse and gets a concussion every time they breathe on him. Okay.
No. All right.
Good luck.
Imagine having to stare at that guy, right?
No, imagine two of them.
And then Liam Coen next to each other, bro. That's like a fucking horror movie. They're 2 of the ugliest fucking people. At least Baker's
beautiful, bro.
Baker just has a glow about him, right? Like a pregnant woman.
Oozes masculinity.
He oozes it. He's got it. He's got what you can't pay for, right? And then you got Trevor Lawrence. Poor guy, bro. That face, Jesus. The head, everything about him. And then Liam's gonna come in the building, bro. And you got to stare at those 2. The poor fucking media who's gonna have to cover these stupid.
You know what, Stank? I'm more pissed off at Liam for now having these fucking loser Jaguar fans talking to me. You guys can't talk shit to me.
Jaguar fans.
Let me know when y'all have one of these. Let me know when y'all have one of these. Because when you do, then we could talk. Yeah. Then we can have a discussion. All right.
When you get 2
I don't think you do.
Yeah, when you get 2 of them, then we can actually sit at the same table.
Sit at the same table.
You little baby back bitches. You don't even know what a trophy looks like, okay?
What's Jacksonville?
You live in Jacksonville, which isn't a real city. Nobody cares about that stupid fucking town.
I'm pretty sure when I was like 9 or 10 years old, they invented Jacksonville back then. Like, it hasn't been around that long, right? They just invented that fucking town.
Yeah.
Like, where are we
Unreal,
going to put all these dumb motherfucking toothless fucks? Let's put them over here in this corner that no one's taken over. What do we can call it? I don't know. The first guy here, his name was Jack. Yeah, it's called Jacksonville. Perfect. Yeah. Take the S off of it, make it a whole town. Yeah.
Maurice Jones-Drew, only Jacksonville Jaguar I ever liked.
Keenan
McCardell had to come here and win a Super Bowl. Yeah, Fred Taylor.
Dog.
I love him because he's a
Absolute dog.
Gator, though. All right.
Absolute
But
dog.
Fat Jones-Drew, I still like seeing little pudgy.
Dude, think about this. Mark Brunell, the original quarterback of their franchise, had a chance to coach down there and said, fuck off, and went to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions. No one wants to go to Detroit. Who picks Detroit over anything? Well, the answer there would be Jacksonville. So, yeah.
Busted Free asked, what do I have around my neck? It's Liam Coen, bro. It's a fucking two-headed, two-faced snake.
Coen.
Just a piece of fucking shit. Hey, what if he decides to come back? You know what? Fuck you, Liam. Even if you do decide to come back,
there's
I won't ever like you.
It's never. Listen, he has burned that bridge, and so if somehow he fucks up that negotiation, or they don't come up to the number that he wants, which by the sounds of it, he wants all the money. He's obviously putting all his eggs in this basket. He knows if he fails, he's done. At least he's going to have some money. He can go back and pretend he's coaching Kentucky. Maybe he can hang out with his fucking dad. Who knows? At the end of the day, if somehow that deal does not work out, he is not welcome back in Tampa. There is no way. And the guys in the locker room would never.
You're not welcome in Tampa, period. All right. And you know what? If I see your dad walking into fucking, Waffle House or something like that, I'm not opening the door for him. Not doing it. Hey, more super chats. The Real Irishman donated $1.99. He said, y'all, that shit was funny yesterday. Ha ha ha. Okay. It was funny yesterday. I agree. And then Westside Sports again, Izzy says, tell Jag fans when their team wins their division 4 straight times, like Tampa, then come talk to us. That's not going to happen. Geneva, bro. He just took a loan out at fucking Amscott.
He had 3 of it.
He doesn't even spell Jacksonville right.
He had 3 paychecks advanced so he could get this $5 super
he
chat to
spelled
us.
Jacksonville Jaxon. Hey, bro, are we serious here? Gotta be. And bro, I don't even want to read the whole thing, but he spelled Todd Bowl. Todd Bowl.
Listen, don't even read it. Don't even read it. Just accept the money. Let him keep donating. Listen. For the people who are asking, is he now going to go and get John Spytek to join him?
No.
Pump the fucking brakes, okay? I'll tell you right now, for a fact, one, that man has integrity and leadership qualities about him that would never be discussed in the same sentence as Liam Coen. He would never go back on his word, especially if he's a Michigan man, okay? Telling another Michigan man, I am your new general manager. That man is the general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders. Whether he signs a piece of paper or not, he is not going back on his word because he stands behind his word. Okay, and I'm telling you as a fact, he is not. He is not going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And 2, we've communicated with John since the situation.
He's a Raider.
He's a Raider, and he's listen. You got a guy like Brady in that building. You bring a guy like Spytek in one of the fucking best, my favorite cities in the United States. I know a lot of people don't like Vegas, but I do. In that beautiful fucking stadium with the history and the pride that the Raiders used to have before we took it away from them. Mm-hmm. He's got an opportunity to end the Chiefs dynasty. And I told him that. I said, it's your responsibility for football fans everywhere. You now, John, you need to end this Chiefs dynasty because we're all sick of this fucking bullshit.
Hey, we're not full of shit. We did talk to John. Yes. He's the Raiders general manager.
We talked to John.
And real funny thing, comment here, Stank. Genova said, I'm richer than a motherfucker while he's dropping $2 on us. Prove it.
Yep.
Prove it.
Prove it. Yeah.
Prove it, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Show us how rich you are.
Make all the girls get real wet in here because you dropped $4 or $5. Come on, dude. Bucs are going back to the I can't. It's funny. It's cute. All right. It's when you know, the little guy who just learned how to dribble a basketball comes up to you. I'm going to beat you, Dad. I'm going to beat you. And you're like, okay, dude. Okay. You slap him across his face and you send him on back to the fucking jungle gym or the sandbox. Listen, you guys, enjoy your little moment, guys. And then let me know when you guys draft a Mike Evans, a Bucky Irving, Tristan Wirfs, a Graham Barton, a Cody Mock, a Luke Gedicke, a Chris Godwin, a Jalen McMillan, and Rashad White. Let me know when you guys get all of those dudes, and then I'll tune in and watch your offense. Because until then,
not gonna happen. Bucs Basement $4.99 super chat said, "Fuck this dude. Jags are poverty and they deserve the snake. Willing to lie about his sick child. Enjoy."
Stank, we're setting some numbers right now on Twitter. By the way, we're at 1,154 viewers.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty wild.
mean,
I'm pretty sure that might be all of Jacksonville. That might be all of Jacksonville.
Listen, people are really pissed off right now.
Or it's a lot of Jacksonville.
If you're a Jaguar fan and you want to go over to YouTube, hop in the chat, and let's talk some shit. I really want to see what y'all have to bring besides chanting the county.
Stank.
Right?
Stank. No, think about this,
county?
dude. The football team is so boring. They installed a fucking kiddie pool at the goddamn stadium.
They did,
okay? Bro. It's like, hey, listen, you don't got to come watch this. No, just come play in the pool. Play in the pool. Yeah. We'll have some beers. We'll throw some beach balls around. Yeah, don't even worry about the shit on the field. Fuck that. Yeah, just hang out at our pool. Yeah, just hang out at the pool. It'll be real fun. Like, who's going to a football game to hang out in a fucking pool?
You know what? You
can do that at home. Oh, you know what it is, Stank? Hold on.
Huh.
I think the reason they're doing that, most people there can't afford a pool at their house. That's got to be it, right?
So it's the community pool.
It's the community pool. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's more fun than going to a community pool. You know, nothing feels better than that community pool water because they take care of that place.
Yeah.
Enjoy
everywhere.
your community pool. I think if we really wanted to pay, we don't really need to pay the Jags back for anything. It's they're shady fucking owners part of these dealings too. But owners are all shady for the most part.
You
right?
you ever met a con you trusted?
No, he's a con man, clearly. Right? And that stupid mustache, he looks like a fucking, a magician. Magicians are all liars, right? There's no such thing as real magic unless you have a friend.
Literally, magic is literally lying.
It is unless you know somebody with a genie and a magic carpet. That's real magic. But people, that guy doesn't know shit. He's a fucking villain for sure. Maybe we should bring in Keenan McCardell, bring him back, right? How cool would that be to bring in Buccaneer great Super Bowl champion Keenan McCardell to replace that stupid rat-faced? I don't know. I know he wants to be an OC.
Let's be honest. I think the Bucs offense will be fine. I don't like that Baker will have to possibly learn another offense, but I don't think he's going to have to learn another offense. I think they're going to upgrade from within. They have a genius kid who is the pass game coordinator on the staff right now. Literally, he's a genius. He went to Yale. Okay. A lot of people behind closed doors are raving about this kid. Usually when your offense does real well and you're the offensive coordinator / head coach, your pass game coordinator is the guy that usually gets that next nod as the OC somewhere else. Your Bobby Slowicks of the world, I believe Ben Johnson was a pass game coordinator at some point as well. So I think we might have the guy here. And, we've done it again 3 years in a row. First time play caller. All right. Why not? Let's do it again. Run it back again. And if he works out, you know what? Todd Bowles might be retiring anyway. I think we'll be fine. And you know what? You just galvanize an entire fucking locker room.
I was just about to say the same thing, Sammer. I love a pissed off Bucs team. I love a pissed off Jason Light. Jason Light, first of all, threatened my life more than once, publicly came out and said he wanted to whoop my ass, challenged me to a steel cage match. When I saw him person punched me in the ribs really hard. Okay, really hard. You know what? I was with my wife. I didn't want to show it, but it hurt. All right. Bigger than you would expect, by the way. If you've never stood next to Jason Light, you think Jason Light's just this, general manager. He's all of Nebraska offensive lineman. And he's gotta be fucking livid. Okay. And you already know we already got some of it from the inside info. People are not fucking happy right now. So all the lies you're reading, all the interference he's throwing out there, my goldfish got sick and this and that. Yeah, don't buy any of that shit, bro.
Stank.
This team's pissed.
Dude, the Glazers don't get told no. It doesn't happen. Last time, I think they had a deal in place to get a guy, and he ended up changing his mind. They went out to the Raiders and took their head coach from them. They literally took him. They went to the Super Bowl. So I think they'll be okay.
Are you saying that they're going to buy the town of Jacksonville?
They're going to buy the town of Jacksonville and then demote Liam Coen to running backs cleat cleaner. That's going to be his job. It's
I like it.
Yeah, but so listen, but be a little serious for a second here. Todd Bowles has done this 2 years in a row. He's hired an offensive coordinator and upgraded seemingly every single time. They figured it out. So at this point, you got to just trust they know what the fuck they're doing. And you know what? And all the shit that people want to throw at the wall and say about Todd Bowles, I promise you one thing. Wins or losses aside, the dude would fucking never pull a classless, integrity-lacking move like this ever. You could always expect class from a guy like that. You know what? That goes a long way, and I'm glad Liam showed us his stripes, and I'm happy that he's gone. I don't want that guy leading my... Imagine the mistake that could have been if they would have made him the guy at some point, whether it was this season or next season, and the second things started going awry, he just fucking bounced like Nick Saban. Not a good look, and now all of a sudden your franchise is fucked. So he's actually done us a favor, and you know what? Things always happen for a reason. I firmly believe that. It's how the universe works and keeps things in balance. You know what? We'll figure it out. We'll be fine, and this happened for a reason, and only good things can come from here on out. I am okay with it. I just don't like the way it went down because that shit was disrespectful, man. You could be a
Bucs fans
bitch.
have been mad at me for the last several weeks because I've been okay with it. I haven't been crying over losing Liam. People, some of my own friends have come after me and said, you're ridiculous, Stank, right? Family members, people that I love and trust, people I thought that loved me back are coming after me, have been coming after me because I was so hard on Liam, and I truthfully said that Liam probably gets a lot more credit than he deserves because Baker and Bucky carried this offense and made a lot of plays off script. And I'll continue to stand by that. And I'm not trying to diminish it. I would have loved to have Liam back. We all know that. But fuck that guy. Speaking of fuck that guy, we got a super chat from some guy named Cam Dantzler. I'm not going to read it. Thanks for the $2. I'm not going to read it. David Sussman, our friend, realtor to the show. Realtor David Sussman says, Jason Light better get off the couch. Bro, he threw his couch. Literally, it's floating in the bay right now. He better get off his couch and sign Chris Godwin. That's going to happen. Coen is a motherfucker. And we'll try to steal Godwin. You think Chris Godwin wants to follow that piece of shit after what he's just did to his franchise?
I don't think people understand. I don't think people truly understand when things like this go down, what it means to players. Like there's a respect factor and like I keep saying the word integrity because that's a real thing, man. Guys don't want to play for dirtbags. And if you are, going to battle with a guy like Chris Godwin has with Liam Coen, and then he does this, again, not because he took the job, but how he does it. You think Chris Godwin's signing up to go play for that? It's not always about money. Chris Godwin could go and get money anywhere. He didn't have to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars to get that money. And who's ever said I want to go to Jacksonville? The only reason Liam's there is because his kid's pediatrician's there. Okay.
They must have good pediatricians.
That must be a hell of a doctor, dude. Hell of a doctor. Hey, Coach Todd, bro, I'm so sorry. Kid's been acting crazy. Mm-hmm. We've been at this pediatrician 4 hours away, and we're trying to figure it out. And I wasn't trying not to talk to you or anything. Also, coming out at 5 o'clock saying that later on after the shit starts hitting the fan. Come on, dude. Come on.
Hey, Cam Dantzler says you don't want 15 right. Cam, listen, you can't do chargebacks. All right. I know you just stole your mom's credit card.
Cam's mom is about to. Cam's about to call Loose Cannon's management.
Letter. She's gonna cry and say, "Cam does this all the time, and he's been on these OnlyFans sites, and now he just donated money to some podcast. Can you please, charge it back?" And Sam's gonna be like, "Hey, old lady, go fuck yourself."
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Karen Dantzler, okay, and when she reaches out to Loose Cannon's management, I'm sorry, we can't do anything about that credit card charge, ma'am.
Miss Dantzler, but you need to raise your kid better. Mm-hmm. Kids out here spending your money. Tasty Toast with the 190 super chat says, I gained so much respect for Todd Bowles after this. You should. Listen, sometimes you don't know what you have until you see the ugly, right? And everybody could see how ugly Liam was on the outside. Oddly enough, that's who he is on the inside too.
Usually it's not that way. Usually
ugly people, they've had it hard, right? And they've learned, right, how to not treat people because people have just shit on them their whole lives, right? When half your face is 3 inches lower and you look like Sloth from Goonies,
listen,
you've had a rough life, dude.
When you make our intern Izzy look like a supermodel, something's wrong. Okay? Something's wrong. Everlast $5 super chat says, Bears fan here. What makes Jags think Liam won't do the same to them in a few years? You guys are better off without him. That's what I'm saying. This is the classic, I'm going to turn this cheating hoe into a housewife. It's not happening, dude. Bitch is going to cheat because she's cheating all the time. She ain't going to cheat on you all of a sudden? Okay, dude, good luck. She's gonna.
Once a cheater.
She's gonna do it again. So good luck with all of that. And good luck with the players after a season or half of a season wanting not to be there because of Liam Coen doing the things that Liam Coen has been doing. Okay, so just saying. Good luck with all of that. And yeah, if Liam doesn't get this job, dude, it is going to be absolutely hilarious. Just absolutely hilarious. You know what's funny, Stank? If you go to his Twitter page, after we hired him last season, the Kentucky people were fucking vile, dude.
No, they were ultra pissed. And of course, we were just like Jags fans, like, haha, go fuck yourself, Kentucky people. And look at us now, right? He cheated on them. Now he cheated on us. Our friend Jay Reter's in the chat. He said I sniffed this Coen BS out a long time ago. I did, Jay. And listen, turn your camera on. Hop on. Because I already know you're going to unload on this motherfucker, bro. I already know. And make sure y'all go follow Jay, follow his YouTube page. He's doing awesome shit out there, covers all Tampa sports. Obviously a staple in this community, doing big things out there. And then we got a super chat from MK Stingray, says Coen better take the Jags job because Bridges was burned totally. Yeah, he better turn into Belichick. He put all his chips on the table. Somehow he better magically build a dynasty and stay there forever, because I don't see him going anywhere.
You know what's really kind of funny, and we didn't really think about it in the moment? Jacksonville was the only team to interview him for a head coaching opportunity. It's just a bit odd, right?
Well, Sammer,
you would think Tom Brady, who's connected, but
you
would think Tom Brady connected to John Spytek, connected to the Bucs, would have had a step ahead of everybody else, right? In the hiring process, saying, Liam, if he wanted Liam, he would have been the first guy to interview him, right? Because he had every possible avenue and in to know more about the guy, and he didn't even look at him. He didn't even look at him, and nobody else looked at him. And so now looking back at it, you're thinking, I wonder why. Listen, B Shuck putting his giant anaconda dick on the table. He said, "This is so easy. Fuck that guy." He's talking to you 15-year-old piece of shit, and the dude who fucking the mayor of fucking Geneva, in Jacksonville. Fuck all you kids. All right, save your money, right? Because it's gonna be hard for y'all to get a job, bro. Imagine buying a house when you're 15 right now. You ain't gonna be able to afford it, kid. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent here, but I'm pissed. All right, fuck this fucking snake. Can't believe he did this to us, Sammer. I mean, I honestly can. I kind of believe it. I mean, I mean, it's just, again, the way he did it, man. Just, I can't believe he did it that way. Like, if he had just been very transparent.
Jay said, send him the link, Sammer. Can you bring him in? Because I want to hear what he has to say, or have him call in. Either way.
Yeah, I'd have to have him call in.
Jay, can you text him?
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold down the show for a second.
I'll hold down the show. Bro, this is my fucking show right here. Okay, I'll hold down the show. Listen, guys, this is a teaching moment, a learning moment. I'm been a Bucs fan all my life, 40 plus years, and I'm used to this type of disappointment. I can see it coming a mile away. You guys make fun of my dick energy all the time, but my dick is literally, it's like a prophet, right? And when I walk into a room and my dick responds to the energy in the room, or if I meet a person and it responds one way or the other, I usually know what I'm dealing with. And maybe it's time you guys also trust your dicks, because it's the better head. Tasty Toast with the 199 super chat says, "How are you 15 and already the biggest piece of shit ever?" Yeah, how are you a big piece of shit at 15? I don't know. Most teenagers at that age are huge pieces of shit. If you haven't raised a teenager, and I love my teenagers, and now they're adults, but they were all huge pieces of shit at that age. So it doesn't, really fucking surprise me. Izzy again with the 499 super chat says, "I'm way better looking than Liam Coen." Yes, clearly, yeah. He said. But talking about taking C4 to every bridge he's had with the Bucs, what a day. Yeah, man.
Jay Reter, I sent you a DM on Twitter, bro. I sent you the link. We'll have to bring you in as audio only just because of how our little platform works. They can't really get you cropped in time, but it's fine. Just keep your camera off. We'll bring you in. Just let me know when you're in that waiting room. I'll hit you up. Yeah, Stank. This is a good thing. Like I said, I'm not one of those, the world is, the sky is falling. I don't wallow in my sadness. I'm not one of those people. I'm a solution, move forward, figure it out, keep it moving guy. You know that, Stank. You've never seen me even pause when something happens. I've run over animals and just kept on going. It doesn't matter. Okay. This is one of those moments. Let's keep it moving.
I'm angry. Okay. I'm angry. But I'm even more angry when you piss off Mama Michelle. That's my mom, right? That's the mother to this show. If you guys didn't know, we have a mother. She's originally the mother of the Buccaneers Idiots podcast. And you made my mom mad. You angered Mama Michelle. $5 super chat. She says shady, classless, Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Bye-bye. Lots of red flags.
She wasted a perfectly good $5 coffee at any establishment, not Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry you did that. I'm going to send that $5 right back to you, Michelle. That's bullshit. Right? Now, listen, Jay Reter.
I want to inherit that when you go, Mom.
We've got Jay Reter on the line with us. Jay, welcome to the Loose Cannons podcast. Let us know how you fucking hate Liam Coen.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. What do you know? Oh, we can
loud
hear you
and clear.
Beautiful,
bro. It's so funny. I've been trying to put out smoke screens like Stank with oh yeah, Robert Saleh is going to be a great coach in Jacksonville. This is going to be great, guys. This is one of the slimiest things that I've seen in a while, and there's no excuse. This. You guys are so spot on. I put it in the chat. You can't turn a co into a housewife. I mean, this is really
nice. That's
a t-shirt.
Bro, this is one of those things where it's listen, if you're going to go do your thing and you're going to be a head coach, fine. That's your prerogative. God bless you. There's only 32 of these jobs. I get it. But to do some shady shit, get on a plane and don't tell anybody. And then the only time that the organization hears from you is at 5:00 when you call Todd Bowles with some shit that your kid was sick. It's the worst. And he's done this before. A couple weeks ago in a press conference, he's like, yeah, I didn't worry about it because my kid was sick. All right. Aside from the coaching shit, you're a terrible dad. Take your kid to the doctor, bro.
No, not even that, Jay. Jay, not even that. We all know the guy who lies about the kid being sick is a special kind of guy, right? That's a special kind of liar. Because as a parent, you could lie about anybody. You could lie about any family death, and you're okay with it. But you can't lie where you involve your kids in the lie. That's different, man. That's like a really bad episode of My Wife and Kids. It just does not happen.
You're right. It's like Saved by the Bell. I think it was back in the day. He was like, my grandma died. He's like, you used that excuse 4 times already. It's you can use that one your great aunt died, but that's just the scummiest thing ever when you use your kids. You're a grown-ass man. Text somebody.
Yeah, Jay. I mean, I've said Stank is sick. I've used that excuse, but never my actual children. Go ahead, Stank.
Jay, you're in the media circles. First of all, they smell blood. Tampa media's digging in on this story.
They're gonna roast him.
What's the fucking 411 behind the scenes? I know everybody. You got a group chat, right? What's going on behind the scenes? Because it's got to be fun,
bro. It's a lot of individual chats. Can you believe this is happening? I just hopped on the Pewter Report podcast a little while ago. I'm hopping everywhere. I was just talking to Rick Stroud.
You being a Coen? Wait, you being a Coen?
Rick smelled blood from the get-go, didn't he?
Yeah.
Rick was the first one.
He knew the deal.
Yeah, he knew.
Rick starts putting stuff out there because listen, the NFL is kind of crazy, right? Where it's got to be a weird thing when you're Rick because you're the guy that's been covering the Bucs for a long time, and you get scooped by Adam Schefter. That's just the nature of the beast for the NFL. That dude has his phone, 2 phones on all the time. He's talking to these agents, these players, But Rick was on this one. It was damn, bro, there was something smelled funny, and it wasn't Stank's feet. This was something on another level here where people started talking here, and I started getting text messages. Is this real? Is this real? And then you start seeing this person come out, Albert Breer coming out. Bro, we haven't seen a story like this in a while where it's Jordan Schultz is saying this, Albert Breer saying this, Jenna Lane saying this, Rick Stroud is saying this. We haven't seen, usually it's Ian Rappaport and Garofalo and Schefter, right? This has been a story that has been 6 or 7 different people reporting on it. It is wild. And guys, I'm staying up all night. I'm watching Novak Djokovic at 10:30 tonight with Bucs Twitter right in front of me because shit like this, something's going to happen at midnight and I don't want to miss it.
Jay, you know what pisses me off a little bit more now I'm thinking about it? I defended the misspelling of his last name on Twitter a couple weeks ago. I yelled at people who kept saying his last name was spelled with an H. You know what? Fuck that. I hope we always spell his name wrong. Spell his name with 8 H's.
I'm never gonna spell his name right again.
Yeah.
It's so funny you say that because before I was gonna tweet out, but I ended up just not tweeting it out. Oh, there's so many things that I just cross out and go, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But I was gonna tweet out. It's amazing that there's these in touch type of NFL insiders that has all these great information, yet they can't spell the motherfucker's name, and it's only 4 to 5 letters.
Here's what's crazy. We should have known that this was coming when we saw the previews for that new Mark Wahlberg movie, Flight Risk. The whole thing is about Liam Coen. I mean, that's the exact story. And here we are not even paying attention to all the signs. They were there from the beginning, Jay. We should have known, man. We just should have known.
Hey, Jay, I don't know if you saw my tweet, and I somebody earlier, 8 hours ago, actually, tagged me in this Jacksonville thread where these fans somehow, bro, like they were obviously desperate for Liam. And then after they fired Balky, they were freaking out. They really, really wanted Liam. They were tracking Shad Khan's jet this morning. And they saw that on the itinerary that had it going back to Tampa. Somebody tagged me in it earlier. And then I had people texting me earlier, like, he hasn't signed the deal yet, man. You think anything's going on? I'm like, nah, man. You know, it's just a formality, yada, 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 all this shit. And then this story breaks and somebody else tags me in that same story. We're like, holy shit, this shit's been going on since the AM, bro, since early this morning. That motherfucker behind the scenes.
It happened since it happened since they fired the GM yesterday. That's right. When it all started. Just saying, like, he could have called him yesterday, is my point. Like these plans have been happening all day, all night. Just so to say, oh, I didn't have a chance to call you until 5 o'clock, Todd, because my kid was sick, is clearly a fucking lie. Dude,
so you know what, man?
No, they already had a plan in place for him to come in this afternoon and sign the contract, and just, again, a formality at that point. When they say that, that means we agreed. You know, that's like, I've seen guys change their mind, right, Jay? You've seen it across different sports all the time, but it's never been I agreed, but now, you know, I'm just secretly going to run off and figure it all out behind closed doors.
Listen, guys change their mind, right? We've seen it with Josh McDaniels.
We're okay with that.
Listen, it happens, right?
Yeah.
You go to sleep, you wake up, you're like, damn, that's not the right move. Okay, fine. Even if Liam Coen woke up today and was like, listen, Todd, and he called them and he called the Glazers, he called Jason, like, listen, Trent Baalke's gone. They reached out to me. I really want to like see this through and see if like this could be a thing. The Bucs would have said, good luck to you, man. Good luck to you. This is the reason why I was one of the few people that did not want to get rid of Liam Coen for Todd Bowles, or get rid of Todd Bowles for Liam Coen, because we don't know who he is. Bro, he's been here 1 year. I know you two better than I know Liam Coen. You know what I mean? Like, think about that kind of shit, right? Like, we don't know Liam Coen from a hill of beans. He's 39 years old. He's going to be at his 8th different team in 8 years, or 8th different spot. Like, we don't know that guy. And here's what would have happened. You get rid of Todd, you keep Liam Coen there, and then next year he says something to like Mike Evans, and then he lies about it. And then he says something to somebody else, and he lies about it. And then this team's 4-2, and then they go in the shitter, and then everything goes down the drain. And we're like, we got rid of a respected leader who has his faults for this guy who's speaking out of both sides of his mouth. I mean, that's the other big thing on, you were talking about social media, that a lot of people that are saying, oh, we should have got rid of Todd for this guy. Now they're kind of looking back at it like, hey, sometimes it's the moves that you don't make that end up working out for you. And I think in the long run, bro, the Buccaneers will be better for this. And the Jaguars, fine. You can get our dirty, sloppy seconds, terrible thirds, all you want, because good luck filling out a staff. Because these other coaches in the league are going to look at how you just did your business. And they're going to be like, all right, well, are you really gonna offer me a job? Or am I gonna be an assistant? Like, you're not Bill Belichick, bro. Like, he's trying to pull up.
Not only that, Jay, why would they want to hitch their wagon to a guy who might get himself fired within a year or two, and then they're fucking left up that fucking river and no paddle, right? They're fucked on top of it. It's not he's not a guy that you're gonna go fight with and you're gonna follow somewhere, right? The other thing too, that Stank and I had heard all throughout the season from not just one player or two players, multiple guys that had been in that room with Liam Coen, that Liam does talk out of both sides of his mouth to the players, right to their faces, behind closed doors. A lot of that stuff does happen. It's not always rainbow and sunshine, but people are professionals as players, and they're scoring 30 points a game and this and that. You just kind of deal with it, right? You just take it, you keep moving. But eventually that shit would have come out. And like you're saying, we don't know if that would have happened if he was the head coach and he said something to Mike Evans, like you just said, and he disrespected the wrong guy, and all of a sudden that thing blows up. And the respect inside that room is completely different than what it was with Todd Bowles and how it was secure and all that good shit.
The Bucs, real quick. The Bucs. Go ahead. You're going to want to hear this. Chat saying that Robert Saleh just took the 49ers DC job. Yeah. Hey, go fuck yourself, Liam. Okay. How's that taste, sir? Right? Go fuck yourself. Because I'm assuming that was maybe part, because he had an appointment to go there Friday, right? That's what I read. Saleh, they're
3 o'clock.
They've got the shit organized, right? He's been making these plans, and he's got
no. Saleh was going there to interview as the head coach, not his DC.
Well, still, but he's not coming there as a defensive coordinator.
But here's what's interesting: if the Bucs take that offer they gave him and they rip it up, right? Now he all of a sudden has zero leverage with the Jaguars. They could be like, well, we don't really have to offer you $10 million or whatever the fuck the number is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens? Like, it could get really dicey because at this point, like, what if Khan's the guy who leaks out all of this shit to say, hey, we don't really have to pay you all this money all of a sudden now?
Imagine he's the one.
Imagine that's how business works, by the way, because that is how it works.
Yep.
They could, like, he literally has no leg to stand on at this point. He has to almost take whatever they give him. They could pay. It could be like, yeah, we're going to give you $1 million for 1 year. He has no choice, or he's out of the league. The Bucs are not welcoming him back, right, Jay?
Not a freaking chance. His key card doesn't work, and they've already taken all his stuff and dumped it out. He's like a scorned ex-lover right now. All of his shit is out in front of the Avon Health Training Center in one Buccaneer place in a fire pit somewhere. They're burning up all the playbooks. And the one thing, it would be hilarious if Shad Khan's like, yeah, you know what, we're going to pay you the minimum. Right. But unfortunately for the lack of hysteria and the lack of laughs, like Shad Khan, to a fault, and we know this with Trent Baalke, is extremely loyal. And from all the things that I hear from guys up in Jacksonville, like, he really is. What do you need? What do you need? He's like the anti-Stu Sternberg. What do you need? I'll give you a check. New practice facility, we'll do that. Oh, new stadium? Hey, we'll do that too. Want to pay this guy? Urban Meyer? Boom, boom, boom. He's loyal to a fault, and that's why Trent Baalke was a guy that was around for so long. But even Shad Khan went, I can't get Ben Johnson or Liam Coen because this guy's my GM. I got to make an adjustment here. I got to switch this shit up. And now he's looking at, think about it, how ass backwards it is, though, guys. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to go get a head coach before they get a general manager. Like, that's another reason why it's not going to work with Liam Coen. Like, all right, fine, great. You're the head coach. Well, who's putting your roster together? I don't fucking know. You trust Liam Coen to make that decision? I sure as hell don't trust Shad Khan to make that decision. It's a losing battle for Liam Coen. So Jacksonville could be as happy as hell, but you know what? You don't win in the offseason. If you think you do, just look at the Atlanta Falcons and their great offseason they had last year, and the New Orleans Saints from 2 years ago. Yeah, great offseasons you guys had. You know the only thing they had in common? They came in second in the division to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they can suck it. Both of those teams can suck it. Shad Khan can suck it. Jacksonville Jaguars could suck it. They all can suck it.
Jay, real quick question. You mentioned they have all his stuff outside, probably in a dumpster, or, in a pit, a fire pit. Do you think they probably like took down in pictures of his kids and we're laughing at that too? Like, hey, should we throw these out? Yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck his kids too. Yeah, absolutely. Throw that shit. Like, just disrespect, like his kid's drawing, or, a Buccaneer flag his kid drew for him in the middle of the season, something like that. Just anything, like, just all of it. All the cute shit went out the fucking window, I'm assuming.
Listen, it's funny that you say that, Sammer, because I know you're not a big wrestling guy, but because your kids are, you've really taken a step in that direction. Okay. When you guys are done with this video today, I want you to go back on YouTube and look up Brock Lesnar and Heath Slater. Heath Slater had this gimmick of like, I only have a job because my kids, I have all these kids. Please help me. Brock Lesnar went into the ring one time and said, I don't give a fuck about your kids. All right, on national television, everybody was like, damn, the guy got fired the next day.
That's what Todd Bowles texted him back. After he told him my kid was sick all day, Todd Bowles sent him back, I don't give a fuck about your kids.
That's what Todd Bowles sent him, the Brock Lesnar meme. And it just says, I don't give a fuck about your kids.
Hey, Jay, earlier you ran down, everything that he's up against from a personal standpoint, right? Now this guy's integrity is being questioned for good reason. All these things he's going to be up against. Let's not ignore that the guy does only have 1 year experience calling plays in the NFL, right? He's being dubbed the next McVay, the next this, the next that. Being a head coach is a completely different job than being an offensive coordinator. So I get that everyone is excited about the guy here and wanted him to be the heir apparent to Todd Bowles and all those things. Now he's being thrust into this position in a pressure situation. Expectations are going to be through the roof, right? And this guy already has crosshairs on his fucking dome, for the way he just did this organization. It's hard to win in this fucking league. It's hard to win football games when you've got all he's replacing a head coach who won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. Am I not wrong?
Right. Doug Peterson.
It's hard to fucking do this job. So good luck to this piece of shit. All right. Good luck.
It's funny you say that, because when you're looking at the offense, I find it kind of weird that we went the entire season and everybody was saying, like, get rid of Todd. Liam's got to stay. Like, did y'all not watch the end of the San Francisco game and how poorly Liam Coen plays at the end of that game, where they get all the way down to the red zone and terrible plays? It wasn't just that game. There was multiple opportunities this year, even in the playoffs, where you're looking at him. It's like, all right, but you gave it a pass because he was 39 years old and it's only his first year as an offensive coordinator. He's not Sean McVay. He's not Kyle Shanahan. He still has room to go as a play caller. Forget about being a head coach. He still has room to go as a play caller. And a lot of the things that the Buccaneers were able to do successfully on offense this year, yeah, it had to do with him. It also had to do with the players too. You know, it's not just him doing everything. He doesn't have this magic wand where everything he does, you know, he's got this Midas touch. Everything turns to gold. He made some mistakes as well. And again, I go back to the fact of you're a leader of men now. I could give two shits about what happens on Sundays and play management, clock management, and things like that. Guys, he's got to go make tough calls. He's got to go to have tough conversations with people when they're not playing. He's got to go, hey, this is the reason why you're not playing. And you can crap on Todd Bowles all you want for his crappy clock management and his lack of adjustments on defense and the poor play that they have in the middle of the season. But guys, you know this as well as anybody. 2 years in a row, this team has hit the shits in the middle of the season. Not one leak of any misinformation out there from anybody saying nobody likes Todd Bowles, nobody respects Todd Bowles. Guys, it's 2025. This shit happens every day. Open a book. You can see Jimmy Butler's doing it in basketball. Brad Marchand's doing it in hockey. Like, it happens all over professional sports, but it doesn't happen when you have good leadership. And there's just no doubt in my mind that when something goes sideways in Jacksonville, I don't trust that Liam Coen is going to be able to handle that like a man. Like, again, guys, we go back to the beginning. This has nothing to do with him being a coach. This is a man. Like, this is not how you handle business. I don't give a shit if it's the Buccaneers, the NFL, sports at all. If you're going to go from one job to another, you don't not pick up the phone and call your boss. You go into that office, you shake his hand, be like, hey, this has been a good run. I got a better offer somewhere else. You shake his hand, you move out. Hey, you may not like it, but at least you have the respect that you look the guy in his eyes. You didn't come up with some bullshit text excuse that you were watching Bluey and Flippy with your kids because they were sick.
You do it as a man. You do it like a man does. And I've said that same thing, Jay, about Todd. It was like, no matter how bad it's been with the losing streaks when he's been the head coach, you've never heard a single player say anything other than respect towards him. They've always been, we fight for this guy, no matter what. They don't even like when he gets blamed because it's us. It's not Todd. Shaq Barrett was on his way out as a retired guy. He was on our show. He said, it's not Todd Bowles. We had offensive players who said, it's not Todd Bowles' fault. Like, these guys stood up for this man so many times. You're like, this is not Greg Schiano. This is not Lovie Smith. This is none of those scenarios. These guys fucking love this dude. And so that matters.
Offense. You said the offensive guys, right?
The offensive guys love him. The offensive guys love him. That's what's crazy. You would never think that if you listen to the narrative.
Right. There's multiple examples of things like that where Shaq Barrett's not coming out of retirement after all that he's been through and going to a team that he doesn't know about the leadership, because he knows it's a safe place, right? Levante David will not let you talk bad about Todd Bowles, but it's not like, and you know how it is in sports sometimes, especially in football where it's so segmented, offense and defense. Sometimes the offensive guys will be like, well, it wasn't us. We were doing our thing. Like, we were putting up 30. Nobody does that in the Buccaneers locker room. They don't play that shit. And then how about the guys that left and came back? Like, look at a guy like JTS who lost his starting gig last year to Yaya Diaby. JTS didn't do anything. He just went out in the offseason. He worked, and unfortunately, it didn't amount to the draft status that he had, but he wasn't bitching and moaning. How about Ryan Neal, who last year was the starting safety opposite of Antoine Winfield Jr., loses his starting gig, leaves in the offseason, ends up coming back this year.
Not just leaves, Jay. They kicked him the fuck out.
Exactly. Kayvon Merriweather, another guy, come back. Keenan Isaac comes back. Like, guys don't go back to organizations with shitty head coaches, like shitty men as head coaches. Not only that, business, and he's honest.
Not only that, Jay, a guy like Mike Evans, who's chasing offensive history, comes back. A guy like Baker Mayfield, who basically had riches at his feet, at any place he could have wanted to go that wanted him, he came back knowing Todd Bowles was the head coach, not thinking, Liam Coen could be the next guy next year. He came back to play for Todd Bowles. And even when Tony Dungy was here, you heard shit out of that locker room. You heard the Warren Sapps and the Derek Brooks, not necessarily Derek Brooks, but that there was a rift between the offense and the defense, and that the defense got held to a higher standard than the offense, and it was unfair. That happened even under the greatness of Tony Dungy. And so you fast forward to this year, and yes, I agree 100%. Like, Liam Coen was not perfect. You could go through play logs, and you could see tons of 1, 0, and -1 yards rushing by Bucky. Okay, not just Rashad, by Bucky. But when he pops one or he makes a guy miss and makes another guy miss and it turns into a 50-yarder, all of a sudden they look like a great running team. Tons of those moments mixed into the good stuff. Tons of those moments. And that's when you want to really nitpick and things like that. The Cowboys game, they didn't look very good for a first half of game. The Denver Broncos game didn't look good. It was early on. You let it go. New play caller, this and that. The Washington Commanders playoff game didn't look good. Like, there's tons of those moments, especially on the second half of the season.
Sammer, it's been that way the whole season. All the credit, none of the blame. Anything that goes wrong with this team is on Todd. Everything that went right with this offense is on Liam. All the procedural issues that cost us that playoff game
on offense,
offensive procedural issues is the offensive coordinator's job. Okay. If that center is shitting his pants because the moment's too big for him, that falls on the offensive coordinator. We already know Todd Bowles is a hands-off coach when it comes to the offensive staff. He's not in there meddling. He's not in there telling Liam how to do his job. And, they all have their warts. Todd has his, Liam has his. I think we overachieved, from a record standpoint, and our offense carried us, but our defense played well enough at times and stood up when they had to in that playoff game and gave us the opportunity to win that game. And it just didn't happen. So we don't know what this guy is, and to crown him the next great offensive coordinator, because Baker in this offense, had a wildly successful season, even without Chris Godwin, I think is premature.
Yeah, but Stank, not only that, Stank, think about it like this. Usually he still has a lot to learn at his own craft. And Bill Belichick, I think, said this on the Pat McAfee show a few weeks ago. When you become a head coach, you all of a sudden you went from spending 99% of your time on one thing to now spending 25% of your time on that one thing that he's supposed to get better at, by the way. He still has to get better as an offensive play caller and figure out his job, but now he has to also look at contracts. Now he has to also meet with scouts. Now he also has to talk about the draft. Now he also has to talk about money and uncomfortable things. And now he has to talk about team, the management of the team, the clock, how you want to use timeouts, when are you supposed to challenge. You got to learn all of a sudden the rules on the defensive side of the ball. You got to deal with who you're going to hire, this and that. All of that shit gets now crammed down your fucking throat. Jason Light told us when he came on the show that the hardest thing he had to adapt to was figuring out that he had all of a sudden all these other jobs that he didn't even know about when he became a general manager. And it took him a couple of years just to figure that out, to actually learn how to do his own job. You expect this guy who hasn't even figured out how to be a play caller 100% yet. McVay and all those guys are seasoned vets. Shanahan could call plays with his fucking eyes closed and no fucking microphone. This ain't the same situation, man. This ain't the same situation. Sorry,
guys. Another tweet. Another tweet from somebody else, Jeremy Fowler from ESPN, from a source on Liam Coen. Ultimately, things changed, no shit, with the job, and he felt he owed it to himself to speak with Jacksonville about a head coaching position. A contract hadn't been offered as of last checking. I don't know if that's necessarily breaking news, but
you know what? You call Jason Light. You call Jason Light and say, hey guys, here's a situation. I'm getting a little bit of cold feet. This is an opportunity me and my family may not be able to pass up. They just fired Milwaukee. Like that's what you do. That's what a man does. Not that cheater back fucking, burner phone type shit where you're like, oh, you know what, Shad, send the private jet, man. I'll come talk to you. Keep it on the hush though, because the Bucs just offered me this huge raise and I don't want to spoil that because I don't know if your offer is really what I want either. No, that's fuckery. That's fuckery, and now you're dealing with the consequences.
If he goes the right way and he ends up changing his mind a third time and it's not the job he thinks it's going to be, guess what? He comes back, welcome open arms, no harm done.
Does.
You didn't fuck us over. But you act like a fucking snake. Like, that deal is gone, dude. You better, you're going to live in whatever grave you just fucking dug, man. And it better not be too deep because you're fucked.
Does Liam have a staff in place?
He can't. I've said this from the very beginning about this whole, he should be the next head coach. He came by himself from Kentucky. He was willing to take
he was, 24 hours ago, 8 hours ago, he was about to take the offensive coordinator position here and stay here with the pay raise. So you can't tell me this guy's got this entire staff built out and they're all chomping at the bit to come Jacksonville with him.
No,
that's not happening.
The biggest thing here, he came by himself from Kentucky. He didn't bring these guys with him, so they don't have loyalty.
Offensive line coach he brought over from.
They don't have loyalty to him.
Carberry is the guy. That's the guy right there. Carberry is the guy that I'm hearing that he might take, and that is the guy that I know that was really highly regarded throughout this entire season. Like, bro, he's an assistant offensive line coach, but Carberry is one of those guys that people really, really like. So, all right, take him. you're going to look at his other affiliations, even though none of those guys came with him to the Bucs. It's like, all right, now you start looking at the Rams staff, their tight ends coach, Kerry Cayley. I think he's up for the offensive coordinator position. I think with the Jets, that could be the guy, the tight ends coach with the Rams. You look at Kentucky, he's going to look at the college ranks, no doubt. He's going to look at the college ranks, but the guys that he brings in, kind of what you guys are alluding to, they're going to be unknown commodities. So they might not have the success that he would like them to have. And this is a what have you done for me lately type league. You're in a division. All right, maybe it's not the greatest division in the world, but I mean, you got to win. And you're going up against the Texans 2 times a year. The Titans probably suck. The Colts, they're not going to be able to beat the Colts. You know, they got a good coach in Shane Steichen. So I think Liam Coen, it's
Houston's
great.
running that division right now.
Yeah. Fine, you want to do it, but it's so funny, right? We really looked at a guy like Dave Canales last year, and as Baker called him, an optimist bully. And I thought it was so ironic in week 18, he's talking about, hey, I really don't know our identity. I'm like, bro, I love the transparency because this isn't the shit we were getting from Byron, where he was telling everybody, this isn't fantasy football. Like, all right, Byron, well, you're still 32nd in rushing. We're not making this shit up. This shit is black and white. And it was great that a guy like Dave Canales was honest, but he also wasn't the greatest play caller. But everything was on the up and up when he left for Carolina. He let everybody know. People understood. He had a lot of love and a lot of respect for Tampa on the way out. Even in his introductory press conference, it was like, hey, man, you're on the opposite side. You're an enemy. We want you to lose. We don't want you to do well, but you're a real man. Like Canales was a real dude about that shit. And you can't say the same thing about Liam Coen.
Not only that, Jay, he probably doesn't take that job if it's not his dude from Seattle who ends up getting the general manager position and kind of brings him in. So ultimately, it was the perfect one-time scenario that he was going to leave the Bucs high and dry. And I think if it wasn't that scenario, he would still be the Bucs offensive coordinator.
And nobody was mad at him for leaving.
No, because he did it the right way.
And all the shit we talked about that guy, you know what I mean? And it was fun. And we loved Dave. And personally, we met him several times and laughed about the whole thing. But no, I was happy for the guy. He got an opportunity nobody thought he was going to get. I don't think he thought
exactly.
That's why he took it. He knew. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this.
Right. So it wasn't Liam Coen. That's the thing. It's 2 different situations. Canales. Nobody after the end of last year was like, Dave Canales going to be a hot freaking name in the market for a head coaching gig. No, because when you started here in Carolina, it was quick and boom, he was the head coach. It wasn't like this, where as soon as we get to the end of the season, it was like everybody knows Ben Johnson is number 1. Liam Cohen's probably number 2. So it was a much different scenario. And that's why when people said, all right, he's coming back to the Buccaneers, we were like, all right, cool. You're going the same route as Ben Johnson. Why go up to Jacksonville? It's a dumpster fire up there. If he gets another job somewhere else where it's like, wow, that's a great situation, and you have a great quarterback, then you tip your hat. Boom. Good luck, Liam. We'll see you down the road. But the way he went about his business, as Stank has said, is complete fuckery. And you can't turn a co into a housewife. And it's just not going to work out for the Jags. I believe that and feel it deep down in my plums. It's just not going to work out.
Hey, we've got over 1,000 fans on Twitter watching this right now. A couple hundred on YouTube.
We have 2,135 people watching on Twitter. Actually,
okay. So
I don't know if that's all of Jacksonville or not, but
the entire city of Jacksonville. For those who don't know, and all you Bucs fans should know this voice, we're speaking with Jay Reter. Make sure you hop. Jay, what's your YouTube at your YouTube show and all that stuff? Give everybody all your information, man.
Yeah, drop some
the Jay Reter podcast. Go check me out. I'm live every single day at noon, going like noon to 2:30. Every single day on YouTube. So yeah, the Jay Reter podcast. It streams live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And then tomorrow we were going to talk to a guy up in DC about Jaden Daniels, but we're talking all Bucs tomorrow. And guys, I don't know if you saw this story, and it's kind of weird. Mark Ogden, he's the actually senior soccer writer for ESPN. And he says it's kind of weird because we know the Glazers, they own Manchester United and they own the Buccaneers. But it's kind of weird that the United has never played at Raymond James Stadium.
I saw this.
And now Mark Ogden has come out and said the reason why is because the Glazers don't want United near the Buck facility because it's so much nicer than Manchester. And I'm one of the few people here that have been to both. Bro, it's awful there. It's in the middle of an industrial complex. Good. It's across the street from a Walmart.
They don't play. They don't play a real sport. Okay, I don't care. They don't need a real facility.
What do you need a real facility for? You need orange slices. What else do you need?
My kid played soccer. Okay, it was at like some dude's backyard, and he just spray painted some lines down. We don't need a facility for just running in a circle to score 2 points.
Right. You need a park, a pitch, a shed to change your your clothing in. You don't get any real injuries. It's not really a real physical sport out there.
I heard Sammer got suspended from that league too, and they made him stand on the other side of the fence.
I left. I took my kid. I said, we're going to go play a real sport. And yeah, 9 championships later in basketball, I'm pretty damn happy about it. So
hell
I'm
yeah,
okay.
bro.
I'm okay. Okay.
You're the Greg Popovich of youth basketball, brother. You're killing it.
No, Greg's too nice. I'm Phil Jackson. I'm cussing these fucking kids out, man. I don't care how old they are. I'm making men out there. All right.
Oh man.
Before I forget, before I forget,
Yeah, right.
if you guys are new, 2,100 of you guys are in here. Head on over to YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, please. That'd be awesome. And for those of you who are new on YouTube, you're already here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave us a comment on how slimy you think Liam Coen has acted in the last 24 hours.
As you can tell, this isn't your mom and dad's Bucs podcast, okay? your grandma doesn't listen to this show, right? We tell you how it is here, okay? All right. There's no bullshit. We don't have any fucking bosses or sponsors to be nice about it. Fuck that guy. He's a snake. Two-headed, snaky piece of shit bastard. Mm-hmm. And I'm rooting for him to fail. openly rooting for him to fail.
Hey, listen. On all things professionally, I absolutely am rooting for it all to be just absolutely terrible. Personal life, I'm not touching his personal life. Hope his sick kid is going to get better at some point. He's been sick apparently for a couple months now. Seen multiple doctors across multiple cities.
Jacksonville doctors.
Okay. Had to fly him over to Jacksonville to see his specialists. Okay. So that must be serious. So I do wish his kid, maybe we should get a GoFundMe going. Maybe Con could pay for him. Yeah. Quick recovery. But anything professionally, I absolutely will wish ill upon you, Liam Coen. Absolutely. Yeah. I defended your cross-eyed ass, man. Come on, dude.
Unbelievable.
Jay, have you ever...
We also have no love for the city of Jacksonville. So if you're in here from the Jacksonville fan base, we don't like you. We'll never like you. You're a third-rate city. Nobody cares about you.
Imagine
if your part of the state broke off and floated out into the ocean, nobody would care.
I told you, they just invented Jacksonville like 20 years ago. I remember I was like 9 or 10 years old. They come up with it. Hey, let's call this thing Jacksonville. So they invented it like while we're alive. That makes it not real.
That tracks with me too. Yeah.
Stank. Imagine going into like a Jaguars podcast chat room and yelling, Hillsboro. Like
Hillsboro.
Yeah, what are we doing right now, guys? What are we talking about? And also, like, come on, win a game that matters. Just one. That's all. And then we could talk. Jay, hanging out with us, man. You know, you did pretty damn good. I think you might have a future in this business.
Jay's a fucking natural, bro. What do you mean? That's
I think you might have a future in this, man. You ever think about that?
Yeah, I mean, you never know, man. I got to give up being a used car salesman and get back to doing this. You never know.
we need to get you on here once a week. We need to figure that out.
I think this is officially a marriage that needs to happen. Not to mention, you know way more about the intricacies of this sport and of all the other Tampa sports.
We need a football brain.
We don't know anything about. Yeah.
We need a big brain to join, Stank's feet and my big pockets. I think that's
it's funny because Stank's known for not wearing shoes and I'm known for wearing bright, colorful, crazy looking shoes. So I think that makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm known for wearing clothes.
But you're known for having the smoothest beard in the game, brother.
Thank you, man. You got a respectable beard too, and now the two of us will have a nice beard duo.
Are you gonna see my Gasparilla beard? Jay, you gonna be out there? You gonna be out there Saturday or what?
Nah, man. I'm gonna be as far away as possible. Hey, Stank, real quick. I found the video that I posted years ago when I was working with Ian Beckles when he saw that picture of you back in the day with your mullet.
I remember that video.
Bro, it came up in my memories and I showed it to Ian the other day and he loved it. He's like, I fucking love this video. I love this video.
Shout out to Ian. I can't wait to hear what Ian says about this situation because he don't hold back either, bro. It's gonna
with our Beckles and Reter. So we're doing our Beckles and Reter podcast. We started it this past Wednesday. It'll be every Wednesday at 3:30. The Beckles and Reter podcast live from the Dignitary Tea and Kava House. And like our show this week, we started out with Liam Coen and then it ended with like Diddy and Baby Oil. And did you guys know that there was like a secret Dr. Boudreaux in the NFL in the 90s that was telling teams out there like, hey, be careful. There's a girl that might pick you up at the bar and she'll take you back to her hotel. And all of a sudden, like she'll drug you and then you'll wake up with the tape next to you. And on that tape is you hooking up with a guy named Dr. Boudreaux. Like this was a thing that was around in the NFL in the 90s that there was like security going to each team before every season and told them. I go, bro, you've never told me that story. I've known you for a decade. He's like, you just made me remember it. This whole Diddy thing. I'm like,
hey, Dr.
wow,
Boudreaux, that's some New Orleans shit. You can't.
It is, man.
You can't trust people from that city either.
No.
And Jay,
no.
you may or may not know this because we don't pimp it like we used to for obvious reasons. But our first sponsorship on the show was baby oil. Okay, we have a baby oil sponsorship. For now we put it on the shelf, but it'll come back one day. We'll bring it back one day.
Listen, since you guys got the show back there, Jay, what we need to do is next week we need to have the two of you guys on here. We'll do 4 box. We'll have the loose cannons and the Jay and
Beckles and Reter.
Oh, Beckles and Reter. Okay,
Yeah.
Beckles and Reter. Sorry. We'll have you guys. We'll do like a collab between the 4 of us. We'll do a whole deal. No topics. We'll just fucking talk it out. Whatever the topic we want to talk about. And
I like it.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one, dude. We got to do that next week. And yeah, are you guys on the same camera when you guys do it at his spot?
Oh yeah, he's got the big table out there with the dignitary sign.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys go check it out. Our first. It's really like we're kind of like doing it as we go. Our first episode.
But is it a wide?
At first.
Is it a wide
Yeah.
shot?
Yeah, it's a wide shot. So
Okay,
like
so what I could do is I could just have you guys in a wide shot underneath Stank and I, and we'll just be on top of, instead of a 4 box, it'd be a 3 box. It's 4 people.
yeah, I mean, Ian's a big fan of having 2 guys on top of him at the same time. So yeah, I mean, I'll run it by him.
He's got the mass, right? He's got the surface area for
I
it.
feel like people have body surfed on him.
Canadian bacon, bro.
He's
That shit is sizzling.
He's a professional at throwing other grown men around. Huge men.
Bro,
Yeah.
you should see. You guys would appreciate it too.
Tell him we
When
want
we're
to
at
bring him
his-
on and talk about Gerald McCoy possibly wanting to be defensive line coach. in the NFL.
Did you see that
That's what
tweet
we did.
today?
Oh my God, I did see that. We were talking about Gerald McCoy. It's funny you bring that up. Gerald, we were talking about Gerald the other day, and I always like to ask him about Gerald in a way because everybody knows like he was very vocal on his, thought he wasn't as good as everybody else was,
Yep.
as everybody else thought. But I brought up the fact of like, hey, he was kind of the leader in the defense that they needed dogs. And if there was other like dogs on the defense and other like nasty dudes, because I think the Bucs need more guys with snarl and more guys that are skipping through workouts like we saw with Warren Sapp. I think Gerald McCoy may not have been the focal point of the defense, but he might have been better. Like imagine if McCoy was playing next to Sue in the later years. Like you could have got better play out of Gerald McCoy as a part-time, as a supplementary part, rather than him being your main guy.
No, I disagree.
You don't think so at all?
No, I feel like Sue
Because
would have punched him in his fucking face.
He had
That's what I feel
Michael
like.
Bennett, who went on to play very well with other defensive tackles.
Yes, he did.
Okay. He also had Michael Johnson, who was amazing when he played up in Cincinnati with that dog.
Yeah,
that
I'll
he
give you
played next
Bennett.
to.
I'm not giving you Michael Johnson because
No,
I
hold
watched a
on.
lot of Michael Johnson. I'll give you Michael Bennett, but I ain't giving you Michael Johnson.
My point was Michael Johnson was really good because of the defensive tackle he played with in Cincinnati.
Right.
When he came here, all of a sudden the defensive tackle that was supposed to be better than that guy couldn't make him look better either. So just a little thought there. Just think.
No,
about
I'm talking
that.
about other guys, not him making other guys better. I'm talking about other guys making him better.
Maybe.
No, I don't
Maybe.
think he's good. I don't know.
Keep him away from my football team.
Sue would have punched him in his face. I love that they gave Sue his number. I thought it was amazing. And I agree with Ian Beckles. I think that Gerald McCoy's not as good as everyone wants to pretend. And that's why I think he should not be a Ring of Honor guy. And that's why Gerald McCoy blocked me. And I'm cool with that. But
Damn,
you know
no
what?
Ring of Honor. Even Ian says that he should be a Ring of Honor guy.
I don't
See, I
think
feel
so.
like he should be Ring of Honor. I feel
Yeah,
like
I do. I agree with it. So one time we were at Ian's place after the game, because back at his old house, there'd be 100 people there and then leave, and we'd watch the game back again. And he goes, all right, Jay, everybody says I'm always hating on Gerald McCoy. He goes, let's watch the game and let's just watch the defensive line. I go, okay. Guys, we literally sat there for another 3 hours and watched every single snap with the Bucs on defense. And almost every single time Gerald McCoy was getting pushed out of the vicinity of where the play was. And it was just like, it was such a come to Jesus moment, because I wish there was 3 million people watching this with me. It's like, this guy's not hating. Like, he's watching this tape and he has the experience. And was they a little harsh on him sometimes? Maybe. But I mean, at the end of the day, did he live up to the lofty draft status of coming in number 3 overall? Probably not. And for all if he had this guy on the outside, that guy on the outside, he would get 10 sacks a season. You're right, Stank, in that aspect. If you're that good, you're making those guys better, right? Inherently, I mean, you all work together. So I think he should be a Ring of Honor guy, but I agree with Ian.
I think he needs to go to Jacksonville with Liam. Maybe Liam's got a spot for him there.
Listen, what's funny is, Jay, I watched a couple of games one season. I think it was the year that we played Bruce Arians when he was the Cardinals head coach, and they had this game plan specifically for Gerald McCoy and his fast first jump, to where they would let him get the first jump, and then they would just push him and curtail him completely out of the play and run right up the hole that he left for them. And he did it every single play, every single defensive possession and he never figured it out. And Mike Smith didn't figure it out either. He just kind of sat there and watched the whole thing go down. Dirk Cutter had no idea what the fuck was going on. But it was hilarious. So when I watched it, I said, they all do this to him. He's bragging about his first step, and they just literally use it against him every single time. And that's all he ever does. It's the only move he would use. And I was like, man, this guy ain't what everyone's talking about, man.
You just gave me agita bringing up the name Mike Smith. I get to see defensive backs playing 30 yards off of
Wait, he's available as the defensive coordinator. Maybe Liam can sign Mike Smith too.
I hate
Dirk Cutter, Mike Smith.
He's in the basement right now.
What you guys should do is you guys should fill out Liam Coen's coaching staff with all of the guys that didn't work out here in Tampa.
I think Chris Conti will be one of his defensive backs coaches. That should be.
And Barrett Root coached the linebackers.
I think Chris Conti's actually dead, but
he's still on the ground at Ray J along the left sideline.
I'm just waiting for that day.
I never saw him.
I'm waiting for the day for the Pittsburgh Steelers to come back and play a game here, and a running back will be running down the sidelines right there, and all of a sudden this
arm pops out of the ground.
An arm pops out and just trips him, and grabs him, and it's Canty's revenge finally goes down. I call him Canty because he can't do anything right. Hey, Jay Reter hanging out with the Loose Cannons, man. We got 2,400 people on Twitter watching this shit.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure Jacksonville haters. Hey, guess what, guys? I am definitely not going to read any of your comments. So keep, screaming into the void, making fun of us however you want to. Just remember one thing. I could probably buy a lot of you. Like, no joke.
Oh, let them know.
Yeah. I could probably buy
Jaguars and Liam Coen in active negotiations from Jordan Schultz, barring anything unexpected. He will be the team's next head coach. Multiple sources tell the NFL on Fox of massive turn of events in Jacksonville. So, by this time tomorrow, Liam Coen, that turncoat, Benedict Coen, he'll be with Jacksonville. So good.
Congratulations. You guys hired a fucking snake.
To answer one more question before we end the show, to people who have wondered if the Bucs can block him from taking guys, I believe as long as they give guys, you correct me here, Jay, if they can give everybody a promotion, he can only hire people as long as he's promoting them as well, or are they able to kind of limit who he takes?
Yeah, I don't know the exact. I've seen a couple of different things because I saw one person that was all over it, and then somebody else came in and was like, yeah, that's not completely right. So you got to think about that too. If there is any kind of gray area in the literature of the deal, I mean, the Bucs could be like, nah, screw you. Nah, man, you're not dealing in good faith with me. So why the hell am I going to deal in good faith with you? But yeah, I would find it hard to believe if you give that guy like Carberry, I think is the one guy. Keep an eye on him. And that would be a loss because, again, saw him in training camp. He was fantastic. But one thing I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about Todd Bowles, and I'm not worried about Jason Light filling out this coaching staff because they were able to get an OC when Byron left. They were able to get an OC when Dave Canales left, and they'll get an OC when Liam Coen's driving up to Jacksonville, hanging out with AEW Tony Khan and getting slammed through a table by John Moxley and all those guys up there. So have fun. Hope you have front row seats to your wrestling events, Liam Coen, because you will not be welcome back here at La Teresita in Tampa.
Ooh, I want some La Teresita.
Make sure you guys check out Jay Reter.
Thank you, guys.
We'll leave all his info.
Jay Reter show, put all
at Jay Reter, the Jay Reter podcast at Jay Reter on all social media platforms. Go check me out there. And tomorrow at noon we're gonna be live. Rick Stroud, Greg Allman. I'm gonna have the whole crew on, and a lot of Liam Coen talk, and we'll be bashing him there too.
Tell Rick Stroud to unblock me so I can retweet his fucking shit.
That is not gonna happen. Rick Stroud is it's tough for me to get a hold of Rick Stroud.
Tell him to unblock me because I can't retweet his shit because he's got me blocked over some Jameis Winston nonsense.
You're gonna have to go and do it.
Rick Stroud likes me. I didn't piss him off like you did.
Kevin, you need to come up with a Kevin Durant burner, buddy.
No, I mean, I still want to. No, I want to retweet it on my good account.
No, you should do Liam Coen 1 of 1. What happened to Jameis 1 of 1?
Not my OnlyFans.
Hey,
account.
Jameis 1 of 1 came after me the other day on Twitter and called me a lunatic. And I said, what does it mean when this guy's calling you a lunatic? It kind of worried me. I had to question my own.
The guy who came back to Jameis Winston's 4 teams ago and calling those fans. Yeah, that's pretty
He
different.
told me,
man.
he's like, you should have me on the show. I'm like, why? He's like, because I know things. And I go, you don't have any credibility. He's like, what do you mean? I go, you don't even put your name on the things that you say. You're Jameis 1 of 1. Like, you're a ghost to me. Leave me alone. I'm not even going to give you the dignity to block you. He's like, well, that's messed up. I'm like, I like Jameis. Get off my ass.
I still think he's Jason Light. I'm one of those.
Jameis 1 of 1.
Have you heard? You don't remember when he first came out? He went
came on
Barstool?
No,
he sounds just like
before
Jason
that.
Light.
No, here's what's crazy. Before that, the first actual audio show he did was the Loose Cannons podcast when it was just me. Before I had brought you in, I had him on there, and I kept thinking about it. I went to sleep that night, and I remember I looked at my wife at that. I go, I've been thinking about this guy's voice all night because it's so familiar. And then it finally, like at 2 a.m, I woke up. I go, it's Jason Light's voice. Holy
Jason
shit!
Light.
It sounded just like Jason Light.
Shit.
And it was before I was friends with
rumors.
Jason Light. And I texted you at 3 a.m. I go, Stank,
Yes.
it was Jason Light. And he was
It's
like,
Jason
no,
Light.
there's no way, and this and that. And then it finally was debunked and whatnot. Now I'm friends with Jason Light years later. I would have known, obviously, if that was him or not.
Yeah.
So
It was
it's not
definitely
the
like
case.
a cousin. It was a cousin or somebody or a Publix employee.
What's funny is we were picked up by one
Jason's
of Jason
cousin.
Light's niece's husband. So he's like in Jason's family
He took us
as
to
an
the
Uber.
airport.
He's a retired financial guy who drives Uber for fun. And he picked us up at the Sarasota airport to take us home after we came back from Appleton, Wisconsin last year after the Green Bay Packers game. He goes, were you guys there for the Bucs game? And we go, yeah. He goes, Jason Light is my uncle-in-law kind of. And I'm like, what? And he tells us the whole story.
God.
We took a selfie.
Yeah.
I sent it to Jason and he goes, oh shit, that's
Holy
Jim. or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Jay, thank you so much for joining us. And
Yeah,
all of you
boys.
guys out there, make sure you guys hit the like button, the subscribe button. We will do everything we can to keep you guys abreast on the situation throughout the rest of the week. Tomorrow's Friday, no guarantees. Stank's not allowed to go out and play on Friday nights, so we'll see how that all
Bro,
plays out.
I have the B drop for the Gasparilla Parade. I'm sorry. I can't
whatever
do
it
for a
is,
thing.
leave
Hey,
a comment. Please hit
leave
the
a
like
comment.
button. And if you're on Twitter, slide your asses over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. And you know what, Stank? I'll let you end it.
Fuck Liam Coen and fuck that snake right here, that little bitch. Bye.
It's kickoff, set it off. Go to Vegas, bet it all. Put it on the Bucs win, whoever they gon' play gon' fall. Don't say I ain't told y'all. Loose cannons gon' fold y'all. Yeah, the Heat be 9-3, but it gets real cold in the fall. That's when the season start. Bucs come in 40 hard. Win after win, ripping the division apart. Panthers, they pussycats. Falcons got bird flu. Take the Ravens and Dolphins and open up a zoo. Cause one thing's for sure, better than the Bucs, they show lane. And every day in Tampa Bay, we say fuck the Saints. We in Tampa Bay, baby. 8-1-3.